we did a really good job of offensively attacking the whole night. Real proud of the guys. And we got a chance to rest Corky on unusual conditions.
And we're also joined by Shane Van Hennen and Jared Swabshire. Questions, please, right down here in front.
Coach, you were really able to attack the offensive glass. Just talk a little bit about your effort rebounding the ball tonight.
Well, they're a big steal team, and we told Shane all night to go along the baseline and roll, that if they help go to the glass. We were going to bring 3 guys back, but I said that, you know, because they're such a big steal team, they have an 0.2 rebound margin area, so we were going to hit the offensive glass hard when we could. But we had to attack offensively, especially with Corky out of the game. Peyton got really tired down the stretch. I played him way too many minutes, but I had no choice.
Seal.
Rick, they had a season high, I think it's 26 turnovers what they finished with. Did you feel pretty confident that you would be able to turn them over? It seemed like early in the game you had Chris pressing up on.
Yeah, you never know, CL, but sometimes it's not necessarily the turnover, it's the fatigue element. You get a lot of benefits by pressing when you don't give up layups. You get the fatigue element, affects their offensive shooting. And we were going to come into this game here. I think some of you in Louisville don't understand that a lot of times the opponent dictates the tempo. And you guys don't pay attention too much to South Florida's play. I probably didn't know on TV very much, but they do that to everybody. And there's nothing you can do about it. So tonight we knew teams like Marquette and Connecticut, Syracuse, if you choose to try it, will run. Other teams will not, so you have to pick your poison a little bit.
Over here on the left.
I was wondering if you could just talk about the play of Peyton.
He played terrific, but I've got to somehow get him a few blows. Going into this tournament, we were hoping he would turn it around, and he is. We had a long talk about saying, you know, I use the analogy of the New York Giants. Nobody remembers the regular season anymore, you know, when they went into the playoffs. It just matters what you do in the postseason. So don't worry about what you did in the regular season. Just be a great player in the postseason. And he's doing that for us.
In front, Trip.
Is this your best win of the year?
We've had a lot of great wins. I mean, we had a lot of great wins, but this was good for us to get back to playing the way we wanted, with pressing and running and just pushing the pace. But we've had a lot of terrific wins.
Second row.
Coach, can you just talk about Shane's development as a freshman?
Shane is a young man with great pride, and he's a warrior. He won't back down under any circumstance at all. He's a terrific young man, and the sky's the limit to how much better he can get. But he's just a tough kid, young man, and he takes on every challenge. He told me tonight, listen, in unusual circumstances, he grabbed me twice in the locker room and said, look, if Gorky needs a break, or he gets in foul trouble, he said, I'll play that 5, and don't worry about me. And sure enough, you know, Gorky got, I don't know if Gorky knows that a technical foul is a personal foul as well. In Senegal, I don't think they have that rule.
In the middle.
You talked about when Gorky went out, they made a run, but they never caught all the way back up when you were able to build the lead. And then at the start of the second half, the same thing. They came charging at you, but you guys always seemed to respond when they made runs.
Well, I thought we were playing, beat the clock a little bit, and I told our guys, I said, if you're going to do that, they're going to win the game. I said, they're a great second half team. They've done it against Villanova. They've done it. Every team they've played, they've come back in the second half and beat them. And I said, if you're going to play clock run out. Now, that being said, I didn't want Russ to give a Magic Johnson look away on a 3-on-1 break. I wish he would have brought it out and maybe used a couple of seconds. But we wanted to keep pushing the pace.
You talk about.
In the back.
Coach, you had enough of a spread that it didn't matter, but are you concerned with some of the decisions the guys made at the end of the game?
I think that is fatigue a little bit. Peyton made some really bad decisions, but I think he's handling the ball the whole night. You know, Shane made a couple of poor decisions on backdoor timing plays, but I think when you see a lot of those plays, it's fatigue. We push the pace on every possession, and then we turn around and press them on every made bucket. So that a little bit clouds it, but we wanted to do it. We got to give Peyton a little bit of relief, and Russ did it toward the end of the game. He gave him a little bit of relief.
Back in the middle.
But your answer is yes, of course. You don't want to turn the ball over.
Coach, beyond three-point shooting, you said often you want to see the extra stuff from Kyle Couric. Was that tonight doing the rebounding and the block shot?
Yeah, because at halftime, I read his line and said, you know, it's no assists, no steals, no rebounds. We've got to have you step up some, and he did.
All the way on the right, Brendan.
Rick, you know, having gotten a look at Marquette now and knowing that they play a specific style, do you think that smaller style can survive in the NCAA tournament, or you know, if they run to a night where you know the other teams really rebound well, they can have problems?
You know, I think the big guy has to get rest from time to time. I think when he's in the game, they rebound fine. You know, I think they're an outstanding ball club because they put so much pressure on you with their shooting and their drives. You know, we stayed at home, and we tried to rotate at the end with our bigs, and we stayed at home. But I don't think, look, every team, with the exception of Kentucky and North Carolina, I've watched every team in the country that I could this year, and we all have weaknesses. Kentucky and Carolina just seem to be, they shoot a very high percentage. Kentucky's also a great team defensively. They have outstanding talent, they're well coached. Those two teams, to me, don't have a major weakness. You know, Kentucky's been able to stay away from injuries, and some people say they're benched, but they haven't had an injury this year, so. I think Marquette's like everybody else. We have our blemishes and our warts.
In front, CL.
Just for you guys, Jay Crowder never really got into any kind of offensive rhythm. Just can you talk about what it was like going against him and keeping him from being a major factor?
I mean, it was fun for me. You know, he's a great player, and you know, me and Shane had talked about it when I had subbed in that you know, we wanted to keep him from getting touches, especially in the paint area. So I feel like we were able to do that.
If you guys don't know, that's Barry White's son.
Let's go to the third row here.
For the players, talk about how this pressing style could pretty much pose an advantage against the rest of the field that's not the
The style play, we go up and down, and I mean that's what Coach been wanting us to do. And I mean, all the teams we've been playing so far in the Big East, they expecting us to slow it down. So now coming in, we agreed that we was gonna play up and down like we was in the Bahamas, and we just gotta get used to it and attack everybody the same way in each game. That's how we've been getting up. So.
All right, one final question right here.
So Rick, facing either Notre Dame or South Florida, you know they're gonna want to slow the tempo way back down. I mean, are you still gonna try and force them into your kind of tempo?
Yeah, but I'm not going to win. So you guys don't understand that a little. Well, not you personally. You just don't understand that. It's not, West Virginia couldn't do it. Nobody could do it with South Florida. And if Notre Dame wants to slow it down, they will, because they have excellent ball handlers. They're excellent passes. You know, and we've got to learn to play both ways, and we have this season. But you know, sometimes South Florida's gone a long way with this style of play. So you got to give them all the credit in the world. But we have no problem playing. We've played it against Vanderbilt this year. We've done it numerous times. Now we're still going to try and play fast, but you got to give the other team credit. You know, certain teams will run, certain teams won't run. And you're going to face that in the NCAA. The biggest thing that pleased me the most tonight, we're going to run into a situation. I'm not happy that Gorky got a technical foul. I was just as upset with the calls he was. I have to watch it, but the thing we got to find out is, can we play without Gorky? And this young man stepped up and actually drew a charge tonight, which is like the miracle on 34th Street. So it's unbelievable for him to do that. He stepped up big, got 12 rebounds, so now Shane knows when Gorky's out that we can win without Gorky in the game. And that was great for us to find that out tonight.
Louisville, thank you. Thanks.